Hi guys, Dur here with a new video, and this video is a discussion video about PvP and mostly about TBC Classic because that's something that has not been talked about. But right now we have a faction balance, although sometimes with like POV and perspective, is currently a balanced state on PvP servers, at least for EU. I don't know how it is in NA, but I think it's close to the same because they are using faction locks whenever it is going over a certain threshold. So currently it is 50-50, 52, 48 or something like that. I think maximum is 55 and it is towards Horde, at least in PvP servers. But generally speaking, the PvP has been balanced. Yes, the feeling that you could have with being 1v20 or 1v5 or whatever, that can happen because it is layer based, unfortunately, and some layers are a bit more disadvantageous than others. But the thing is that currently on my level 43 warrior or on my level 60 priest, whenever I was like grinding the honor for this week, it felt very balanced. And it is a feeling that I have not gotten in 2019. So I played on Mograine, and then I had to swap servers basically to Earthshaker because Mograine was a Horde server. We had like 70% Horde, 30% Alliance. It was literally unlivable for Alliance, and we decided to go to Earthshaker, which was a unlivable server for Horde. At this point, all the servers went to go into a big disparity, which was like a 99% Alliance at one point, 1% Horde, and vice versa with Gehennas or with other servers that are like similar, obviously. But with this current setup, with only one PvP server, with faction locks, it feels really cool to be able to PvP and feel like we always have a shot. It just depends on Alliance to group up or Horde to group up. And it's going to be fantastic to also do BGs with AV and Warsong Gulch, and hopefully the queue times are going to be good for every single faction. And I was thinking about TBC, and truly in TBC, when TBC Classic came out, which is in 2020, I think, or was it 2021? I don't remember. Um, the factions were pretty much like one-sided, so you didn't really get any PvP on a lot of servers. You had like a few servers like Grobulus in NA, which really kept that not 50-50 feel, but like still a faction balance that was not seen on other servers. And on a EU, at least on my server, so on Earthshaker, and then I moved to Pharma, I think, in Classic, which was way too late. I should have moved way sooner. But the PvP was not there, so obviously it was leveling basically with just Alliance people. There were no Horde, there was no World PvP, which I have always known it to be different. I always known, like back in the day, in 2004, 5, 2006, 2007 with TBC. I always known World PvP on my server. I played like on one of the bigger servers in French servers, which was Archimond. That was like the French server, like one of the biggest, if not the biggest at that time. And then now it's Hyjal, but that is beside the point. But we managed to have some PvP. I remember still the PvP montage videos of like Frost mages like soloing level 70s on their level 60 tune, for example, like 64 tune with Iceland. So obviously, I'm excited to see that for my like again with my eyes that there will be like some sort of PvP in Nagrand because that was also a zone where PvP was active. I'm looking forward to the leveling experience where it is kind of unlivable, unexpiable because there is so much PvP going on. But that's like again part of the experience. And for me, on my level 43 warrior, there are times where I'm literally just PvPing instead of leveling, but I find it very fun. For example, I decided to gank a lot of people to be able to get my rank 2 tomorrow, because I think having rank 2 is big because you will have the trinket. I don't know how many weeks you actually shave. I think you shave nothing, but at least you are rank 2, you have a trinket, and you can go higher and higher the more you're going to spam AV. So I'm going to spam AV once I'm level 451 to get just the pole arm first and foremost, but also to get like the ranks up. And that's going to be quite good as well. So I'm looking forward to that as well. But I'm taking my time, and I am just like killing every single horde on site. So I have no mercy. If it's like at level 36 or level 37 or level 40 or even level 45, I'm still going to like get my hands on those hordes and just get like some PvP action, because that's part of the leveling. That's how I always known leveling is. Even on my priest I did that, but on my priest I had like less agency. I didn't really have a catching possibility to the hordes that were like running away. But as a warrior, which is a geared warrior, it's not enchanted, but it's like really geared for its level, I'm able to actively go and find PvP. And that's what I find quite fun. And with TBC in mind, it will be the same. But obviously some people are going to detest that, and that's fine. But I think if you choose a PvP server, it is just basically the rule set, like PvP on a PvP server kind of meme. And I'm excited for that. I'm also excited for having like just one PvP server, which automatically will also revive the arena scene, because there is no cross realm shenanigans, unfortunately. There's also no cross faction, so the limited pool of players that you can play is faction locked. So the more alliance you have, the more hordes you have, the more likely you're going to be able to find people to PvP with in TBC. So I'm really happy with being able to see it, how it will unfold differently compared to 2021. I remember I quitted TBC very soon, not because I didn't like TBC, but more like it didn't have the essences that I was looking for TBC. I known TBC for it to be very PvP heavy, just basically in world PvP, but also arenas and BGs. And I played on a server which really didn't really have that crowd that is looking for PvP. It didn't really have an opposition with Horde, because it was 1% of the population. The only Hordes that were staying were the rogues that were just camping people by just like, again, doing rogue stuff. So I'm looking forward to see that. I'm looking forward to, again, be a kid again with TBC in mind. And then also looking forward to the future. Like, if it stays 50-50, and I hope it will, normally there is no reason for not it to be 50-50, except if they're like weak and they open up faction. They should really not do that. If you want to like jump factions, then you have to go for PvE, because there is always going to be a meta, but at least it is faction locked. So if you're not Horde right now, then too bad, you're not going to be Horde anytime soon. But I'm like looking forward also for RAF, because RAF World PvP was also quite fun. And yes, flying kind of negates a lot of the things that can be found on a PvP like server and World PvP. But even with flying in mind, you can still find people to PvP with and to PvP against. So I'm also looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to all these things combined with the fact that everyone has more knowledge with Classic, myself included, and I think it's going to be a fantastic experience going into TBC and Wrath of the Lich King. And then also Classic, again, ranking has been so easy. It will be also easy, so it means that if you really don't want to raid, or you feel like you don't have the time, you could like spend that time PvP, and you could then have like gear that you would not otherwise have if the system was not easier than it is right now. So I'm very much like happy about that. I'm very happy about the fact that they are going to improve the classic PvP experience. And yeah, now I'm trying to avoid actively the Horde. Hopefully they're not going to gank me, but they might gank me. It is what it is. But I'm going to end the video with this. I'm going to do some Zul'Farrak graveyard spam. I do that only because I really hate 40 to 50 like leveling experience. Like, I think the zones are not that fun. I think also you have to jump zones every single time. I prefer to have like a smooth experience. I did that on my priest. I don't look forward to do that on my warrior as well. So at level 50, I'm going to BRD spam, trying to get my Hosh, trying to get my SGC. I'm going to AV spam to get ranked, and to also cap in rank. It's going to be quite difficult. The lower you are at level, the more difficult it is to actually gain Hana. But it is what it is. But it's going to be quite fun. Again, thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.